Hello everyone, welcome to Study Nest. You are watching Commerce IQ. Here we are going to study concept of economics and significance of statistics in economics of class 11th. So the first thing we have to know is what is economics. Economics is that branch of science which deals with human behavior and studies the process of consumption, production, exchange and distribution. For understanding economics, we should study economic goods and economic activities as well. Economic goods are those goods for which we have to pay in monetary terms. Things like rain, sunlight are non-economic goods. Now, economic activity. Economic activity is an activity which is related to the use of scarce means or scarce resources. Economic activity includes consumption, production, saving, investment, etc. So what is consumption? Consumption is the process of using up utility value of goods and services for the direct satisfaction of our wants. Utility value of goods means inherent capacity of goods and services to satisfy human wants. The second thing is production. Production is the process of converting raw material into useful things. Things become useful as they acquire utility value in the process of production. The third economic activity is savings. It is that part of income which is not consumed. It is an act of abstinence from consumption. The fourth economic activity is investment. It is expenditure by the producers on the purchase of such assets which help to generate income. Engaged in diverse economic activities, we are performing ordinary business of life according to Alfred Marshall, a great propounder of modern economics. He defines economics as the study of mankind in the ordinary business of life. Now, resources are scarce and have alternative uses. We cannot escape from the problem of allocation of limited means to alternative uses. This is what we call economic problem or the problem of choice. Let's study it briefly. Economic problem is the problem of choice or the problem of allocating scarce resources to alternative uses, arising on account of the fact that resources are scarce and these have alternative uses. Now, three distinct components of economics: consumption, production and distribution. Consumption. Here we study behavior of human beings as consumers or buyers of different goods and services for the satisfaction of their wants. When we formulate a set of standard relationships like the inverse relationships between price of goods and its purchase, explaining how consumers tend to behave, we call it consumption theory. The second is production. How do producers choose to produce goods, the production of which offers them maximum revenue so that their profit is maximized? This is the study of production or the study of producers' behavior. When we formulate a set of standard relationships like greater the productivity of a factor, greater is its employment. Explaining the behavior of producers or their production decisions, we call it production theory. The third is distribution. Now we are also interested in knowing how income is distributed among the owners of factors of production, which is land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship. A part of income generated will go to the owners of land in the form of rent. A part will go to laborers in the form of wage. A part will go to owners of capital in the form of interest, and a part will go to the entrepreneur in the form of profit. The economic principles on the basis of which income is distributed among owners of the factor of production, such a study is called distribution theory in economics. Beside these three major components of economics, the economists also address such questions which are of social significance, like the question of poverty and unemployment, the question of growth with social justice, and the question of environmental degradation, as linked to various economic activities. Issues of social significance, of collective significance, are categorized as issues of macroeconomics. These are distinct from the issues of microeconomics, which revolve around the problems of choice confronted by microeconomic units like a household, a firm, or an industry. Microeconomic deals with economic issues or economic problems related to microeconomic unit like household, a firm, or an industry. These issues and problems are studied and addressed largely with a view to maximizing individual welfare. Macroeconomic deals with economic issues or economic problems at the level of economic as a whole. These issues or problems are studied and addressed keeping in mind the goals of social welfare or collective welfare. So, before studying statistics, let's know what is quantitative and qualitative data. There are quantitative variables like income, expenditure, and investment, which can be expressed in numerical terms, which is per capita income in India was say 4,000 per month, per capita expenditure rupees 3,000 per month, and net investment was rupees 10,000 crore in the year 2003-4. All such data are called quantitative data. On the other hand, there are attributes like IQ level of different individuals or beauty and behavior of the individual which cannot be expressed in numerical terms. These attributes refer to qualitative characteristics of the objects. These can be ranked or rated as good, very good, or excellent. All such data are called qualitative data. What is statistic? If asked to define statistic, we can expect a layman to say that statistic is something like a store of quantitative information. Yes, it is true. Statistic means quantitative information or quantification of the facts and finding. But there must be a system, method, or technique to collect quantitative information. Also, statistical information may be a raw information. It needs to be classified, tabulated, or it needs to be systematically presented. So, statistic is defined both in singular sense and plural sense. In its plural sense, statistic refers to information in terms of numbers or numerical data such as population statistic, employment statistics, statistics concerning public expenditure, etc. However, any numerical information is not statistic. For example, Ram has 200 rupees in his pocket. This data is not statistic. But average height of the 26 plus male people in India is 6 feet compared to 5 feet in Nepal. This data is statistic. Different authors like Bolle defines statistic are numerical statement of facts in any department of inquiry placed in relation to each other. Now, features or characteristic of statistic in its plural sense. First one is aggregate of facts. A single number does not constitute statistic. No conclusion can be drawn from it. It is only the aggregate number of facts that is called statistic. For example, if it is stated that there are 1000 students in our college, then it has no statistical significance. But if it is stated that there are 300 students in arts faculty, 400 in commerce faculty, and 300 in science faculty in our college, it makes statistical sense as this data conveys statistical information. Second is numerically expressed. Statistics are expressed in terms of numbers. Qualitative aspects like small or big, rich or poor, etc. are not statistic. Affected by multiplicity of causes. Statistics are not affected by any single factor, but are influenced by many factors. Do you think they had been affected by one factor alone? Then by removing that factor, they would lose all their significance. For instance, 30% rises in prices may have been due to several causes like reduction in supply, increase in demand, shortage of power, rise in wages, rise in taxes, etc. So we can say that statistics are not affected by any single factor. Fourth is reasonable accuracy. A reasonable degree of accuracy must be kept in view while collecting statistical data. This accuracy depends on the purpose of investigation, its nature, size, and available resources. Fifth one is placed in relation to each other. Such numericals alone will be called statistic as are mutually related and so comparable. Unless they have the quality of comparison, they cannot be called statistic. For example, if it is stated Ram is 40 years old, Mohan is 5 feet tall, Sohan has 60 kg of weight, then these numbers will not be called statistic as they are not mutually related nor subjected to comparison. Sixth is predetermined purpose. Statistics are collected with some predetermined objective. Any information collected without any definite purpose will only be a numerical value and not statistic. If data pertaining to the farmers of village is collected, there must be some predetermined purpose, whether the statistics are collected for the purpose of knowing their economic position or distribution of land among them, or for any other purpose. All these objectives must be predetermined. Seventh is enumerated or estimated. Statistic may be collected by enumeration or the same be estimated. If the field of investigation is vast, the procedure of estimation may be helpful. For example, 1 lakh people attended the rally addressed by the Prime Minister in Delhi and 2 lakh in Mumbai. These statistics are based on estimation. As against it, if the field of inquiry is limited, the enumeration method is appropriate. Eighth one is collected in a systematic manner. Statistics should be collected in a systematic manner. Before collecting them, a plan must be prepared. No conclusion can be drawn from statistics collected in a haphazard. For instance, data regarding the marks secured by the student of a college without any reference to the class, subject, examination or maximum marks etc. will lead to no conclusion. In short, it can safely be concluded that all numerical data cannot be called statistic, but all statistics are called numerical data. Now, in the singular sense, statistic means science of statistic or statistical method. It refers to techniques or method relating to collection, classification, presentation, analysis and interpretation of quantitative data. Many authors like Croxton and Cowden define statistic may be defined as the collection, presentation, analysis and interpretation of numerical data. Seligman also defines statistic as the science which deals with the method of collecting, classifying, presenting, comparing and interpreting numerical data collected to throw some light on any sphere of inquiry. Stages of statistical study. Studying statistics as a singular noun implies the knowledge of various stages of statistical study. These stages are like: at the first stage, we collect statistical data. Second, we organize the data in some systematic order. Third, we present the data in the form of graphs, diagrams or tables. Fourth, we analyze the data in terms of averages or percentage. Fifth and finally, we interpret the data to find certain conclusions. Each stage of the statistical study involves the use of certain standard techniques or method. These techniques or method are called statistical tool. There are statistical tools used for the collection of data like the sample and census techniques. Array of data and telebars are the standard techniques used for the organization of data. Tables, graphs and diagrams are the well-known statistical tool for the presentation of data. Averages and percentages are the commonly used techniques for the analysis of data. Interpretation of data is often done in terms of the magnitude of averages, percentage or coefficients of correlation regression. In the next video, we will study the scope of statistics and importance of statistics in economics.